Supporting Buhari was a mistake. I won't repeat it with Tinubu. Naja'atu. US imposes visa ban on Nigerians undermining democracy. Rivers driver abandoned by surgeon blitzed to death. Naja'atu Mohammed, the recently ousted director in the All Progressives Congress Presidential Campaign Council, has described her support for President Muhammadu Buhari as a mistake she's not willing to repeat with Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Recall that Mohammed announced her resignation as the director of the Civil Society Directorate in the Tinubu Campaign Council and exits from the All Progressives Congress altogether on Saturday, even though the party has since then said the 67-year-old was sacked after being exposed as a mole working for the opposition. The LY's National Commissioner and the Police Service Commission (PSA), who has now pitched at end with the People's Democratic Party, said she followed Buhari blindfolded without any agenda. She specifically said, "I followed Buhari and millions of people followed Buhari because they thought it would change Nigeria for the better, but we never gave him an agenda and we never gave him demands. We never had an agreement with him about what we want. So this time around, we have to learn from experience." Buhari discarded all his followers. He discarded each and every one of us. None of us was taken to the villa, and all the promises he made concerning corruption, security, agriculture, and giving Nigerians an enabling environment, he didn't fulfill it. He's serving on the most corrupt government Nigeria has ever had. He pardoned some of the biggest thieves in Nigeria. He held billions stolen by a particular individual, and the story goes under the carpet. Right now, we are hearing of trillions, so what is he saying? He gives directives and counter-directives are given. He has failed us. He has failed on his promises. Having said that, if I can make a mistake on Buhari, I cannot make another mistake on Asiwaju. Naja'atu had earlier claimed that the APC presidential candidate had confided in her that he had no blueprint for the North, but will come up with one when he wins. The United States has imposed visa restrictions on some Nigerians found to have undermined democratic processes in recent elections in the country. The top-ranking diplomat noted that some family members of the culprit may also pay the same price, adding that any person found committing similar infraction in the upcoming 2023 general elections will be equally punished. The statement partly reads, "We are committed to supporting and advancing democracy in Nigeria and around the world. Today, I am announcing visa restrictions on specific individuals in Nigeria for undermining the democratic process in the recent Nigerian election." Under Section 212A, subsection 3C of the Immigration and Nationality Act, these individuals will be found eligible for visas to the United States under a policy to restrict visas of those believed to be responsible for or complicit in undermining democracy in Nigeria. Certain family members of such persons may also be subject to these restrictions. Additional persons who undermine the democratic process in Nigeria, including in the lead up to, during, and following Nigeria's 2023 elections, may be found ineligible for US visas under this policy. Meanwhile, Blinken dismissed any notion that the restriction was targeted at the Nigerian people or the government, insisting that it's a reflection of the US government's commitment to supporting the country's effort to combat corruption and strengthen democracy and the rule of law. Some aggrieved e-hailing drivers have accused medical practitioners at a medical facility of negligence resulting in the death of their colleague Kelvin in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. The drivers, while staging a demonstration in front of the hospital along the Kensaro Weaver Road, Port Harcourt, sang solidarity songs and demanded justice for Kelvin. It was gathered that the deceased visited the medical facility on Monday to undergo surgery to remove a lump in his leg. Shortly after the surgery, the 32-year-old was said to have developed complications that made him to start bleeding internally. Kelvin's father, Dominic, while describing the circumstances surrounding his son's death, as unfortunate, said doctors, nurses, and the surgeon who operated on him denied him adequate attention. The aggrieved father vowed to seek justice in court to ensure that his son did not die in vain. Here are the headlines again. Supporting Buhari was a mistake. I won't repeat it. Tinubu. Naja'atu. US imposes visa ban on Nigerians undermining democracy. Rivers driver abandoned by surgeon blitzed to death. Thank you for staying tuned.